Whether you're new to the Sound Shore or have called it home for years, Sound Shore Family Guide is here for you. We bring you insider tips on schools, sports, local happenings, and parenting in our amazing community. Let's navigate family life in Larchmont and Mamaroneck together.
Thank you so much for joining us today at the LMC Media Studio on the Ave for the Sound Shore Family Guide. And today we have Katharina here, and we're going to learn more about her and her family. So Katharina, thank you so much for being here today.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Yes, of course. And Katharina, where did you live before you moved to Larchmont?
We lived in many places. Most recently, before coming to Larchmont, we lived in Boston. And then my husband got a job in New York City, and so we came on down, but it was in the pandemic, so we couldn't really look at any places. And we just, but we did our online research and looked at all the French or French-speaking schools in the pretty much the tri-state area. And we found FASNY and loved FASNY, and we got lucky. FASNY loved us, and we got accepted, and that's what then brought us to Larchmont.
Amazing. So you actually looked for a French-American school and then chose the town that best fit commute to the city.
Exactly.
Amazing.
And we rented for 1 year because you never know. But we loved Larchmont. It's walkable and close to the ocean, and what's not to love?
I agree with you, actually. And do you work as well?
I do now. I didn't when we first came. Maxie was only 3 years old when he started nursery at the French American school at FASNY, and I was a little unsure still about everything. But then a couple of years ago, I started working, and I work in Scarsdale at an elementary school as a teacher aide.
Oh, very
And it's
nice.
wonderful.
Oh, good. And so talk about Maximilian, your son. So he started the nursery school at FASNY, and he has been there ever since? He stayed?
Yes, he's in second grade now. So we've done nursery, pre-K, K, first grade, now second grade. And he loves it.
Good.
He loves it. And I love it. I feel very comfortable having him there. At first, it was hard to let go of a 3-year-old. But the teachers are just so loving, and it's a great community.
Yeah, and that's what you look for when you move into a new town. And
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I didn't even connect as much in the town per se. I connected really with folks at the school. Everyone is so welcoming because there's so much in and out, from international, local, everything, that the community just knows how to welcome folks in. And if you have a little bit of time and you just stand outside after drop-off and you chit-chat, then you make all kinds of friends from all over the world, which is great.
Sure. Well, you're German, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I'm from Germany originally. I moved to actually Michigan in 8th grade, and then came to New York for my first job, and that's where I met my husband.
Okay.
We did a little spurt through New England, and now we're back.
That's why you have more of a subtle accent, I guess, coming here in 8th grade to Michigan, of all places.
Exactly. And sometimes I think it's like Midwest and German.
It is. You're the perfect combination of the two. And so what does Maximilian do for activities?
He, right now, he's doing swimming. He does that up at the JCC in Scarsdale, which is lovely. We really like it there. The coaches are great.
And is it competitive or?
No, he's just, we put him in there for basic learning of swimming, and now he's got that under control. We feel comfortable, and he's just kind of stroke development. They do have a competitive team, but we're nowhere near there.
Okay.
We're working on the freestyle stroke.
Right, learning how to swim.
Exactly, yeah. And that's the key for us. Now I can go to the beach with him in Larchmont without worrying, without being right there next to him.
Exactly. You go to Manor Beach? Yeah, another international haven.
Yes, yeah, and it's just, it's so perfect. I don't have him in camp in the summer. I just go to the beach.
Right, and
we
let him play.
We swim, we get fresh air.
Yeah.
We eat from the snack bar.
Yeah.
We eat from the snack bar.
They have healthy choices.
Oh my gosh, yes. The turkey avocado sandwich is my personal favorite.
Sure. Yeah, the Caesar salad is all good.
And the ice cream.
And of course.
The one, it's from Mamaroneck, but I forgot what it's called.
Longford's.
No? That Longford is also great, but they have these popsicles. There's like a passion fruit flavor. Oh my goodness. So when you're there.
Okay, I'll have to go for one next time. And what other activities does he do?
He is taking piano lessons also at the Larchmont Music Academy.
Oh,
he started that in September, and they're so friendly there. It's just really nice.
And what instrument does he play?
He plays just the piano,
Okay.
and he is not one to go by the book and like learn the notes and whatnot. So his teacher is actually perfect because not only does he know how to teach music, he knows like kid education stuff.
Wow.
So they compose little songs together, and then that's his homework. So he's more connected to the homework.
Amazing.
And it just makes me feel, the first few sessions I sat in and just seeing how the teacher interacted, his name is Matt, I was like, this is great because he's got the freedom. He can work with Maxie, and Maxie likes it. I love it.
Good.
The ladies at the front desk are great.
Good. I mean, listen, if your child likes it, you're halfway there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And what else does he do?
At the moment, that's what he does. But for spring, we're looking to do foster soccer or LMFC or some combination thereof. I've been in touch with Ben recently to say, what should we sign up for? And Ben is so great because he always remembers us. He remembers Maxie from when Maxie did little pre-K
Amazing.
foster soccer with him.
So many kids go through that program, and Ben still remembers everyone. It's shocking.
How does he do it? He's
I don't
amazing.
know. He is amazing.
And, yeah.
Oh, good. And so any other activities? Is he going to do a camp this summer, or you said no, you're going to go to Manor Park?
He will do the Manor Park.
Okay.
I might sign him up for something. They at FASNY, they have summer camp, which he did when he was little, and he loved it because there's a few friends there, and then there's some other kids from the community or kids that are new that will be new next year. It keeps the French up a little bit, even though my husband speaks French with him. It's nice to have that exposure. No, but other than that, we kind of just do Legos and.
You're so European. It's so fantastic. Good for you. So. Well, thank you so much for being here. But make sure that you stick around because Katharina will be here and will share with us a family tip. Marine, thank you so much for joining us here today at LMC Media for the Sound Shore Family Guide. Marine is the director of admissions at the FASNY School, which is a French-American school here in Westchester. So welcome.
Merci. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, thank you. We're happy to have you. So give us a little bit of information for those of us who don't know really about the French-American school. Is it just for your international families that come to Larchmont, Mamaroneck area and want their children to go to like an international school, which is where the French-American school really kind of fits that spot, or is it open to the general public? What's it like?
Yeah, well, it's actually a school for many different profiles, right? Obviously, our French-American program would welcome students coming from schools that are accredited by the French Ministry of Education, but the international program is definitely open to everyone, including students who do not have any French exposure. So basically, we have those two programs that are both bilingual, but who will definitely fit different linguistic profiles and families.
Is it like 50-50 bilingual?
It's going to be, differentiated throughout the educational experience. If we're looking at the preschool, we have about 60 to 80% of French immersion. And then starting first grade, we're going to have those two programs opening up, the French-American program and the international program. The French-American program is more anywhere between 55 and 65% of French instruction, when the international program is going to be the opposite, right? Starting middle school, it's going to be a little bit different. We're going to have in the international program about 80% of English instruction, right? And in the French-American program, we're still going to have those 65% or 60% of French instruction, right? The main difference between the two programs, I would say, and obviously I would let my colleagues, the division heads, talk more about the differences between the two programs. But to get into the French-American program, you have to be able to function academically in French as a native level, to be able to follow, obviously, the progression of the French curriculum. And then we do offer a different level of English instruction. In the international program, you have to be able to function at an English native level, and then we accommodate different level of French instruction. That's going to be your two main, obviously, differences between the two programs.
Oh, I didn't even realize that you had two different programs.
We do.
Okay.
And they're fantastic, both
right,
of them.
Of course. Yes, I mean, the reputation is fantastic. So your families are around from all over the world?
All over the world, but also very much locally, right? We do have a lot of families who will embark on that very bilingual educational journey, starting preschool, right?
Starting in the threes program, yes?
In the threes program, very much locally. And those students have every opportunity to then either join the French American program or the international program, right? We're really trying to boost that French exposure early on to allow those students to be able to become quickly very much bilingual, right? So yes, a lot of families are local, right? About 50%, 55% actually are very much local.
How many classes do you have? How big is the school?
So we do have about 3 classes per grade. We normally have 2 classes of the French American program and 1 international class. We have about 270 students on the Larchmont campus, which welcomes students from nursery to grade 3. We have about 250 students on our village campus, which welcomes students from grade 4 to 8. And we have about 240 students, 240 students on the Arbor campus, which welcomes students 9 to 12. So it's about 760 students in the school.
Okay. Good. Something else you'd like to share with us?
I also wanted to say that we have a fantastic, parent ambassador program and student ambassador program to really guide and help families making, the best decision for themselves and for their children. This is also something you can have access through the admissions platform or by contacting us, obviously. And parents who are ambassadors and students who are ambassadors are very eager to respond to the questions of our prospective families. And those programs have quite a number of ambassadors ranging from French speakers to non-French speakers to American to international families, who had themselves moved from countries to countries or who have bet on that bilingual education since, the preschool and who live locally and who always have been living locally. So those parents are a precious resource for the families who look to get more feedback about the school, right?
Well, that's kind of what the Family Guide is here for them now, because we are going to be a resource for all families that live locally, and we're going to be a wealth of information. So thank you again for being here, and it was lovely having you. And for more information, reach out to the French American School.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Hi, Charles. Thank you so much for being here at LMC Media Studio on the Avenue for the Sound Shore Family Guide, representing the preschool and lower school of the French American School here in Larchmont. So thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
Yes, thank you. So tell us, your nursery school, is that new, your preschool? Is that a new thing that you recently started?
No. Actually, I should mention that the school has been in existence for 45 years this year. It started, I believe, with a first grade class, but we did expand to the nursery levels, and now we go all the way up to 12th grade as well, with roughly 750 students.
Okay. But your department is mostly like preschool and lower school?
Correct. I'm the head of the pre and lower school.
And that's here in Larchmont?
So the preschool, first, second, and third grade are located in Larchmont at the Manor campus. And then we share the village campus in the Marineg for 4th grade, 5th grade, and then the other grade levels up to 8th grade.
Okay. And your preschool, is that the same as basically if you start in the 3s, do you kind of continue or is it separate?
So the preschool basically, as you were saying, is starting at 3 basically. The preschool should be seen more as an immersion program. So if you're looking at the linguistic ratios, for instance, in nursery, you would have roughly 80% of instruction time in French, 20% in English, and gradually we land on 70% French, 30% English in K. But when you switch to first grade, now we probably give the parents with the best possible problem, which is the choice of programs. We really have 2 programs fully tailored to every student, every family's profile, or every family's project. So starting in first grade, we offer the French American program and then the international program.
And families choose which program they want to take.
So in essence, the French American program allows the students to actually take, well, the main difference would be the math instruction. In one case, the French American program, math is being taught in French. In the international program, math is being taught in English. Both programs allow to integrate students that are native in both languages, French and English. In the French American program, we actually welcome students with no English, so that allows us to tailor to all scenarios, possible scenarios. In the international program, we can actually welcome students with no French.
Right.
With the aim, obviously, at having the students reach that native level, linguistic level in both languages as soon as possible. When we actually created both programs, there was two things we wanted to keep. First, we didn't want to be two schools in one, but one school with two programs. Mm-hmm. And we did not want to lose what we see as the greatest richness of our school, which is diversity. Mm-hmm. We have more than 54 nationalities and over 60 languages that are spoken. Mm. And so we didn't want that to be split between the two programs. And factually speaking, it's not the case, because once again, it's really tailored to every student and every family's project as well. We have some families who actually have one student in one program and one of their siblings in the other program as well. So it's really what it is, tailored to the student's learning journey.
Interesting. Going back to your preschool, because a lot of people sometimes, well, not a lot, but sometimes that's where they start. What kind of education, I guess? I mean, is it play-based? Is it like regio-based? Is it...
So it's very much play-based. Going back to what I was saying earlier as well, it's based on the French national education, but also with components from the best private American schools as well. It's basically the best of both worlds in one school. So this is really what we're looking at. I think parents also need to understand, and that was my case as a parent as well, because my children went to the school and are still going to the school. It's very much a school environment. And if you're looking at preschool, there is this French specificity that it actually starts at 3 years old, which may not be the case everywhere in the world. Sometimes it starts a little later, but we're very proud of that because we have a consistent, rigorous program that is offered to our students, and it starts very early as well. Mm-hmm. In looking into what bilingual education means, we also know that before the age of 6, being exposed to 2 languages is crucial. The earlier you do it, and the more the transfers will happen between the 2 languages as well. We also know that down the road, bilingual individuals really develop skills that are specific to being bilingual. For instance, they're better at solving problems. They are usually more ready to enter that process of learning to read as well. It is also said that they have a better sense of humor, and I certainly value that. And they tend to also be more easily navigating the world, understanding the world around them, and they have more than one way to actually understand the world, which we feel is crucial and also calls upon critical thinking skills. Mm-hmm.
Do you introduce Spanish as well, or this is purely French?
No, not at the pre and lower school level. When the students actually reach the middle school, they will be offered the opportunity to learn yet a third language. Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else you'd like to talk about?
There's plenty.
Before we...
Well, I mean, again, I said, I think we're a unique school, mm-hmm. particularly in Westchester. We do offer 2 programs, again, a very much tailored experience as well. We are seeing students that are thriving, not just academically, but we're seeing students that are actually thriving from the social emotional perspective, and we do see a great richness in that. Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, it does sound very well-rounded and embracing and very educational. So I'm sure if anybody wants to find out more information, because there is so much more to know about the French American School, what would you say would be the best way to reach you?
So we have an admissions department. Mm-hmm. I would advise that they reach out to the admissions department. Mm-hmm. Needless to say, I am more than pleased to be contacted to answer any further questions as well. I also should mention that I have the great honor to work with Isabelle Dutrabuc-Smith. She's the director of the preschool, she and the assistant for the lower school, and we will be more than happy to discuss any questions families would have. And we are more than welcoming. We have many events through the admissions process, including open houses as well, or play dates with the students, so that we get a good feel of the families, the match, and tailoring the experience and advising the families as well on our programs.
Wonderful. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, Julia. Thank you so much for being here at LMC Media for the Sound Shore Family Guide, representing the French American School. And Julia is the director of the high school. So you want to tell us a little bit about your history, because it's quite interesting that you just went to FASNY and you never left.
Thank you so much for having me, for having us all here with you. So I, once upon a time, attended FASNY as a student. I was there for grades 3 through 8. Mm-hmm. At the time, we were only on 2 campuses. We're now expanded on 3. Mm-hmm. It is a place that is very near and dear to my heart. Some of my colleagues right now were my teachers. Wow. Other colleagues of mine are also alum, so it really speaks to what a community we have and how we are often coming back. My sisters went to FASNY. My mom worked at FASNY. My children go to FASNY. It really is a key part of who I am and my future.
Mm-hmm. And so what is the high school like at the French American School? Where is it, and what can you tell us about it?
Sure. We are located at 320 East Boston Post Road, right down the street across from the harbor in Mamaroneck. It houses our students 9 through 12, so it's a little different than what the French model would be of a high school being 10 through 12. So we added our little 9th graders in there. It is a beautiful home with a historic building, but quite modern on the inside. Inside it, we inspire our students with what we have as our Art of Learning collection. So we have replicas, exact replicas of pieces and sculptures from around the world on loan from different museums, which really brings the learning and the culture to life. These are displayed within our student center, so it's our grand hall where the students have lunch, have their lockers, we hold assemblies, and then they are throughout the school building. We host regular, as I said, assemblies celebrating all different aspects of our community, whether it be an opportunity for students to speak about the clubs that they have in place. At FASNY, we like to allow our students to have student-led clubs. So really, if they have a passion, they can bring it to life, not necessarily needing a faculty advisor to guide them. It's really what they are inspired by, they can then pursue. So they'll speak to those during our assemblies. We bring in different guest speakers, whether they are members of the local community or parents. And then we host celebrations. We host different Black History Month, Hispanic Heritage Month, Women's History Month. And so for those, the students bring to life, whether it was a salsa dancing lesson in October or our Black History Month festival where we had drumming and dancing and food. We really try to build a sense of community as much as possible, whether it be internally, so through these student-led assemblies, or reaching out to the broader community. Most recently, we had a photo exhibit at the Harbor campus by Jean-Pierre Lafont. And then we have our book fair every November where we invite the community in. So these are really opportunities to take Mamaroneck and Larchmont and give them an opportunity to come in and see who we are, and then for us to let them see that we're one of them. I grew up playing Larchmont youth soccer. I see lots of my students also doing it, so you may not know that we are amongst you, but we are definitely present.
Oh, I knew who the French ones were when we played soccer. You could tell, in a good way.
Thank you.
And so what is it like, for instance, I know that your school has a very wonderful reputation, but for the kids who are in high school, what's like the, I'm sure their English is very good, their French is very good, right? They're going off to very good universities, right?
Yep.
So what's that?
We are very proud of our students. They have a quite intense workload. They are in school from 8:20 in the morning till about 5 p.m. In class all day long with a lunch break, obviously. And this is because they are really following 2 different curricula. They have the French Ministry of Education curricula and then their local courses that they're going to be taking. So English, social studies, but at the same time, they're taking French and what we call Histoire Géo.
Which is what?
Histoire Géo, history and geography.
Oh, okay.
But they also take social studies. So, right, like you would think that they kind of are redundant, but it's two completely different courses. So the days are really long. They work really hard. After 9th and 10th grade, students can either pursue the French Bac in 11th and 12th grade or the IB in 11th and 12th grade, graduating with either a French Bac diploma or an IB diploma, which then gives them opportunities around the world, whether it be the United States, Canada, the UK, Europe, all the way to Singapore. Our students are attending some of the world's greatest universities, always finding the perfect match for them.
The IB, what is that?
So the International Baccalaureate is a program that was developed in Switzerland. Students follow 6 different courses at different levels, higher or standard level. It asks them to be critical thinkers, global-minded citizens, risk takers, to really go out of their comfort zone, and has the students kind of looking within and building upon their own questions. And then after 2 years of very, very intense work, they graduate with an IB diploma, which is recognized by universities all around the world.
I think that a lot of times around here, from what I hear, when because my son goes to the Mamaroneck High School, and when people look into private schools, maybe it's not always top of mind because they think that you have to know French or be an international student. Do you feel like that's a requirement or not necessarily?
At FASNY, we have open entry points at every grade level. You do not need to speak French, which is why we have our international program. That is for students who are interested in the French language, Francophone culture, so right, not just France, but including other countries around the world that speak French. And they'll pursue all of their courses in English, except for their French class. And then in parallel, we have our French American program, which is a bilingual program where they are going to be taking courses in both languages. When you get to the IB, all your classes are in English, except, again, your French language course. So there really are opportunities for everyone, whether you are from France or American, right? So I came to FASNY in 3rd grade. I had little French. My children had different entry points. I don't speak French at home with them, but they are learning French. They are surrounded by friends who are teaching them, you know, the conversational language. So it's not always so formal like what we'd learn in a typical high school, right? And then just different cultural references, celebrating something like Mardi Gras, but the French way, or Three Kings Day, or, you know, watching World Cup matches all together, whereas I'm used to celebrating the Super Bowl, right? So
We're so
really,
American.
I'm very American in that way. And so they're really being exposed to a bit of everything. And like I said at the beginning, I had the benefit of having the best of both worlds, and I truly feel that FASNY allows that for anyone.
Well, that's amazing. And so if people want to get in touch with you, the French American School, what's the best way to do so?
So you can come to FASNY.org, right, which is our school website. You can go on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. We are all over social media. And yeah, please reach out anytime. We will be happy to open our doors and share our experiences with you.
Wonderful, beautiful. Well, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Katharina, thank you so much for being here. And now you're going to share with us a family tip that you can share with others that are coming from Europe or from Manhattan or from Brooklyn that might not know.
Yeah. I think, so if I'm thinking of an international family coming, I'm thinking, don't be afraid to ask questions, because many, many people in this community were new, whether they're from Manhattan, from Brooklyn, from France, from Germany. I think anybody's super willing to help you. It's a great community. I also really like that I could speak German with my son and no one questions it. We walk down the street and I just hear lots of different languages. So don't feel like you have to assimilate and only speak English or anything like that.
And if you had to say, because you are somewhat French, or your husband's French, what's your favorite pâtisserie?
I really like La Parisienne, which is right by the FASNY campus. And if I want to treat myself, I go for the chocolate croissant and a tea, and then I just hang out there at the little cafe table. Or I take it for a walk in the Manor, because I love walking down to Manor Park.
Yeah, that's a really beautiful walk.
Yes.
Yes. Well, that is a wonderful tip, and thank you for sharing, and thank you for being here. And for all you out there, I hope you learned a lot, and make sure that you stay tuned because we will have more information and more fabulous moms to share their family tips. Thank you.
Visit lmcmedia.org/family guide to get more information and find other episodes. LMC Media is a nonprofit media center. Follow us on socials at LMC Media Center and subscribe to our YouTube channel at LMC Media Productions to see more content.